So now we consider another example, that is C3 rotational axis in ammonia, that is NH3. Basically ammonia is a trigonal pyramidal molecule. Here nitrogen undergoes sp3 hybridization and it has a pyramidal geometry. In case of nitrogen, 3 hydrogen atoms are directly attached to nitrogen. Angle between here nitrogen is at the center here, and 3 hydrogen atoms are attached to nitrogen, and this angle, it is 120 degree, 120, 120 and 120. Angle between each hydrogen, nitrogen and hydrogen, this angle, it is 120 degree. And at the top there is a lone pair of electron. It is not shown, but here there is a lone pair of electron. So this is the trigonal pyramidal molecule. Now consider this axis which is passing through nitrogen. Now 3 hydrogen atoms are represented by A, B and C. Just to recognize each hydrogen atom, these are labeled as A, B and C. One is highlighted with blue color, other is with red color, and third hydrogen is highlighted with green color. Now when this ammonia molecule, it is rotated through this axis through 120 degree, then after rotation the molecule will be same, that is we get equivalent molecule. The angle of rotation, it is 120 degree, so theta is equal to 120 degree. So rotation, it is the symmetry operation, and C3 axis, this is the symmetry element, and first step of rotation, it is represented by C31, and after rotation molecule will look like this. Positions of hydrogen atom will be same, there is no change, but hydrogen A takes position of B. Initially B was here, now the hydrogen A takes position of hydrogen B, and B takes position of C. Initially C was here, now the position of hydrogen C, it is taken by hydrogen B, and hydrogen B takes position, or hydrogen C takes position of hydrogen A. So in this way, when molecule is rotated through 120 degree, so just we get the same structure, equivalent structure, but the labeled hydrogens, just they are shifted through 120 degree, and resulting orientation, it is equivalent to structure 1. Now again this molecule is rotated through this axis, this is C3 axis, and when rotation is carried out through 120 degree, that is theta is equal to 120 degree, this step is represented by C32, that is C3 axis and second rotation. After rotation, again this A will take position of B like this. A will come here, so 120 degree rotation is there. So initially A was here, it takes position of B now. Now B takes position of C. Initially C was here. So in this way we get again equivalent structure as that of first. So structure 3 and structure 1, these are also equivalent structures. Okay. Now again third time when molecule is rotated through 120 degree, so theta is equal to 120 degree, this rotation, it is represented by C33. This is third step or third rotation. Actually C33 is a identity, so we get identical structure. And now look at this structure 4. This is identical with structure 1 because HA, it is to the left side, in original structure it is to the left side, and HC, it is to the right side. In original structure position of HC is same as in structure 4. Even position of HB, it is same as in structure 1. and therefore structure 4 is identical with structure 1. So after third rotation through angle 120 degree, we get a identical structure. So in first step we get equivalent structure, second, in second step we get equivalent structure, third, and in third step we get identical structure. Now value of n, it is 360 divided by theta. Now here theta is 120 degree. So 360 degree by 120, it is 3. So value of n is 3, and therefore rotational axis present in ammonia is C3, where this n, it is order of rotation. Meaning of this is, in case of ammonia there is a axis of symmetry, name of that axis is C3. Along this axis, when molecule is rotated through 120 degree 3 times, then we get a identical structure. First time we get equivalent, second time again we get equivalent, and after third rotation there is a formation of identical structure, and therefore overall this ammonia molecule is symmetrical and it has a C3 axis. So just summary, rotational axis C2, it is present in water. So water is an example of C2 axis of symmetry. Similarly, C3 axis exists in ammonia, phosphorus pentachloride, iron carbonyl, boron trifluoride. C4 axis, rotational axis, exists in platinum tetrachloride, anion, sulfur hexafluoride. C5 axis exists in iodine heptafluoride or ferrocene. C6 axis exists in benzene, and C infinity axis exists in all the linear molecules like nitrogen, hydrogen, fluorine, chlorine. These are the homonuclear. Heteronuclear molecules like linear molecules like HCl, HF, hydrogen cyanide, in carbon dioxide also, because carbon dioxide is linear molecule. In carbon dioxide there is a C infinity axis. This is the phosphorus pentachloride. In phosphorus pentachloride, 3 chlorine atoms are along the same plane and 2 chlorine atoms attached to this phosphorus vertically. One is above the plane, other is below the plane, and you know vertical bonds are longer than the horizontal bonds. Now the axis present, or rotational axis of symmetry present in this molecule, is C3. Along the C3 axis, when molecule is rotated 3 times, we get identical structure. So in first rotation through 120 degree we get equivalent. In second step rotation through 120 degree we get again equivalent, and after third step rotation through 120 degree there is a formation of identical structure, and this is C3 axis. So iron carbonyl, in iron carbonyl actually it has a trigonal bipyramidal geometry, and the axis, rotational axis of symmetry present in this iron carbonyl is again C3, similar to the phosphorus pentachloride. Boron trichloride or boron trifluoride, angle between chlorine, bromine and chlorine, or fluorine, bromine and fluorine, it is 120 degree, and therefore this molecule also contain C3 proper rotational axis. Another example, platinum tetrachloride anion. So this is square planar molecule. In this molecule, when axis passing through platinum right angle to the plane of this molecule, then this axis, it is the C4 principal axis, principal rotational axis. Actually in case of platinum tetrachloride, all the 4 chlorine atoms including platinum, these 5 atoms are on the same plane. Platinum is at the center and it is surrounded by these 4 chlorine atoms which are present on the same plane. Now you imagine the axis right angle to this plane passing through platinum, and this axis is a C4 axis. Now when this molecule is rotated through 90 degree, then we get equivalent structure, and when molecule is rotated 4 times through 90 degree, then we get identical structure. And therefore the rotational axis or proper rotational axis present in this molecule is C4. Another example is sulfur hexafluoride. In sulfur hexafluoride, sulfur is at the center. Out of 6 fluorine atoms, 4 fluorine atoms highlighted by blue color, these are oriented along the same plane, and remaining 2 fluorine atoms, these are vertically aligned, and the proper rotational axis exists in this molecule, it is C4. Again this molecule is rotated along this axis through 90 degree, we get equivalent structure 1. Second time when this molecule is rotated through 90 degree, we get another equivalent structure, that is structure number 3. And similarly when molecule is rotated 4 times through 90 degree, then we get this original or identical structure, and therefore this molecule contains C4 axis. Actually we can find out value of n by that formula. N is equal to 360 by n, 360 by theta. Here theta is 90 degree and 360 by 90, it is equal to 4, and therefore proper rotational axis exists in this sulfur hexafluoride, it is C4. Another example is iodine heptafluoride. This is pentagonal bipyramidal molecule, and in this molecule C5 axis is there, which is proper rotational axis. Now here molecule need to be rotated 5 times through angle 72 degree, and after that we get the identical structure. So after first rotation we get equivalent structure. In this way, step by step, when molecule is rotated 5 times through angle 72 degree, then there is a formation of, or a resulting structure will be the identical structure, and therefore here C5 axis is there. Similarly in ferrocene there is a C5 axis, so molecule need to rotate along this axis 5 times through angle 72 degree to get identical structure. In benzene, in benzene there are 6 atoms at 6 corners, and therefore in benzene there is a C6 proper rotational axis. So in this way we need to rotate this molecule through 60 degree each time, and when this rotation 60 degree rotation is carried out 6 times, we get identical structure, and during each step there is a 60 degree rotation, so value of theta is 60, and therefore 360 divided by 60, it is 6. So principal or proper rotational axis is C6. This is carbon dioxide. In carbon dioxide it is a linear molecule, and this is C infinity molecule. So here the angle of rotation, so we can rotate this molecule infinite times, there will be no change. Similarly in hydrogen there is a C infinity axis, because angle of rotation may be 0, 1, whatever, that is at any time we get identical.